Okay, can everyone hear me? And all of you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I hear someone who is not able to have the RBP access. Okay, so is this the concern with everybody? The RBP was not working?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
fine,
Dinesh.
Yes.
fine.
Yes.
Yeah, that is okay. But RBP was not working only for the employee views, right? That I will take care. I will give you the permissions for that. Okay. Once the permission, I'll give the permissions and then you can log in. And Girija Vavilala, are you still having the login issue?
Yes, I tried, the password that you gave me last night and I tried, still
Okay.
it's not good.
How it is possible here? What's the username it was? BA?
Yeah, BRIHASPHEI and B capital.
One second.
BRIH.
Okay. One second.
Yeah.
Because I logged in and it was working. If it is not working. For the others, everyone has got the access, right? Okay. Let me log in yours. Can you ping me the password which I sent to you? Just
Yeah, admin 123.
let me just do that. It's logging in.
Yeah, I don't know, for some reason on my screen and my PC it's not logging in. But
No, you have to try again. Try correctly. Okay.
okay.
Because I did even the other day probably you would have tried wrongly. RBP I said that I will take care. Okay, for this is for everybody. I'll give the RBP permissions to you guys. And this is working. You can take care of it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine. Okay. So RBP I will give this RBP permissions to all. Okay, so let's come here. Rabba is there. Okay, yeah, this is festival season for them, I think. Okay. Appreciate if you're not talking, go on mute, please. Okay, so now we are going to talk about, we discussed this, and this we discussed. Help text, it's for the, not for the people profile, before the people profile was there. Okay, so we'll come from the beginning, whichever is it to cover. To do, are you clear? Or we will discuss to do anyway in the workflows. No worries. Higher rigor termination is pending. And yeah, this is pending. We will cover in this. This is done. This is pending, right? Import and export. Yes, we have not covered this, right?
Yes.
This particular one, I will touch upon that because now currently in people profile, this is not supported currently. I will update on that. And reports or MDF we did yesterday. From 21 onwards, we have to cover all. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. Position management we covered. This org chart we covered. This is we will cover. Now today is the important topic, business rules. Okay. The business rule will cover all these things. Okay. So what is a business rule? Okay. So before I even start the business rule, okay, who are all absent today? Anandi, Atiti, Amaka, Milton, I think 1, 2, 3 people are absent today. Okay, no worries. We will start because this is one of the very important one. Okay. Yeah. Today topic is business rule. So whoever is working in the projects, whoever is having any knowledge on business rule, can you tell me what is your opinion on our knowledge in business rule? What do you understand business rule? What is your understanding about business rule? It can be right, wrong, no worries.
Basically, basically, it's one of the processes or, the tools available for customization of the system.
Okay. So, yeah, just a minute. Yes, sorry for it. Okay, yes, Girija, go ahead.
Basically, that's what it is. It's a process or, a tool available in the system to customize or enhance the standard features provided.
Okay, so now, okay, let's, before I even tell what is business rule, okay, what and all we can do in business rule, okay, and why we do the business rule, okay. Now, these propagation, workflows, and the even derivations, these are all moved into business rule, okay. How or what we do it, how do we do it, okay. First thing, now I will log into the system and I have an employee called Peter. This is the employer. Now, when this employee make any changes in his personal information, let's say the manager, admin, whoever, if any changes happens to his personal information, it has to be approved by the manager and the HR. Okay. Let's say it has to be approved by the HR. This is my request. How we do it? The customer says any change in the personal information should be approved by the HR and the manager. How do we do it? Are you getting the requirement?
Yes.
Workflow?
Workflow, yes, because when we say approve, it has to be a workflow. Okay, so the manager and the HR will be the approver. So it has to be a workflow. But how do you define the workflow? What needs to be done for the workflow? Okay. Now we are going to do that here. So now I understood any personal information changes will impact in a workflow. Okay. Now what I should do in that case? I should configure a workflow. So where do we configure the workflow? Can you tell me? We have discussed this.
Manage workflow.
Who said manage workflow? There's nothing called manage workflow. It is called manage organization, job and pay structure.
Organization.
Okay.
Yeah, one page. Yeah.
Yeah. So here you can see the existing workflows here. We want to create a new workflow. You can create a new workflow. Okay. So this is a new workflow. I give test underscore workflow. So I have given the personal info changes. Or let it be generic one. Okay, we can use the same workflow for others. Okay. So I have given the workflow here clearly mentioned. Now description, what I can give the description. What should I write in the description? Can anyone tell me?
You describe what it is.
Workflow
For
should trigger for the personal information changes. Okay, agree with me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now the workflow will have to trigger here for the personal information changes. Remind in days, okay, how many days you want to have any reminder, and is delegate supported. What is this is delegate is supported?
Yeah, this is basically delegating the authority of a person to the colleagues or subordinates.
Yeah. This is on a reality. Okay, so configuration wise or the whatever you said, yes, no doubt on that. Whatever you said is correct. But in reality, very rarely we use this feature. Know why?
Because most of it is done through proxy.
Ideally, one way, yes, whatever you say is correct. Most of the time it is done through proxy. Okay. And the other thing, okay, what I can tell here is only when the manager goes for out of office or when the manager is not available, we normally this happens. Okay. Otherwise, this doesn't happen. Okay. So that is one of the reason that we we don't use much in the reality. But if you want, yes, we can do it. And if you want any escalation, okay, after spending 3 4 days, it has to go, okay, those. But we can go now. Here, okay, these are all not much. We have not used this. The main thing, the delegation is supported. How many days reminder? If somebody is more than 3 days, if they have not approved, it will again trigger a message, reminder message. No. Approver type. This is important. there is role, dynamic role, position group, dynamic group, position relationship. Okay. In this, what is the very normally used one? One was role. One of the things that we normally use is role. What is a role? These are the different roles that are there. One is manager. Who is the manager? The supervisor. Who is the manager? The employee information, job information. Whoever is there as a supervisor, this is the manager. Okay. Now, manager's manager. Guys, if you're not talking, please go on mute, guys. Highly appreciate. So now, manager. Now, this manager's manager, supervisor. So the second level manager, he will be manager's manager. Who is the employee HR? So you have something called job relationship. Here, whomever you have mentioned. This person will be the HR manager. And similarly, whomever you have mentioned here, customer manager, HR manager, whoever is there, they will be as a part of the approver group. Okay. Source context. Okay. So if at all, if it is mostly this used for global assignment, when somebody is going for a global assignment or any for a transfer, if you say it's a department HR, you want to go for the current department or future department. Okay. But in general, it is always the source. Edit transaction. Okay. What is the use of this particular one? Now let's say there are 4 level of approvals are there. And if I say no edit, okay, fine. Edit with route change. What happens? Out of 4 level of approval, 2 level of approval is completed and the request is at 3rd level. If the 3rd level person makes some changes and approve it, what will happen? Rather than going to the 4th level, the workflow will come back to the 1st level. If you select edit with route change. Okay. So edit without route change. Even at the 3rd level, if the approver makes some correction, it will not come to the 1st level. It will directly go to the 4th level. Okay. So that is edit without route change. Edit attachment only. If there are any attachment, they can delete the attachment. It's only. But in general, okay, what is the recommendation? Edit without route change. So if the 3rd level, if they make some changes, the 4th level person will know. Okay, so that is how it will be. And no approver behavior. Okay, it's always keep this step. Relationship with the approver is always the employee. If you say it is an initiator, what will happen? For example, on behalf of the employee, okay, if the HR is initiating the workflow and it will go to the HR manager approval. Here if I select the manager, HR manager approval. So it is not based on the initiator, it is always based on the employee. Respect permission here. What is this respect permission? Let's say there is a change or there is a workflow is there for compensation data. If there is a change done by the HR for compensation, and if you define in the workflow, the manager is the approval. But as per the RBP permissions, the manager is not allowed to view his team members' salary, let's say salary. Then what will happen? Okay, as per the RBP, he is not supposed to view. When the approval comes also, he will not be able to view what is the changes is done. If you put yes. So normally In 99% for workflows, we always say no for this. Its system should not go by the RBP role. System should be able to show the changes to the approver. Okay. Workflow configuration. Okay. If at all this is, if you want to give some specific other than standard custom content to add, you can add it. But otherwise, there is a standard workflow that will reach the approver. Now, first level, I'm keeping it as manager. Okay. Second level, I'm keeping it as HR, employee HR. Okay. I can keep third, fourth level, and there is something called contributors. What is this contributors? Okay. These contributors cannot be a part of the workflow, but they can check where is the workflow pending, whether it's approved or not approved. That part they can check. But with the contributors, you don't gain any benefit out of it. And moreover, so far I have not used this concept because it will not solve the customer requirement if you ask me. Okay. CC role. Once the approvals are completed, then the CC role will come here. Okay. So for example, if there are 3 or 4 levels of approval, once all the levels of approvals are completed, whoever is there in the CC role, they will get the notification saying this particular workflow is completed. They get at the end of the last level of approval once it is done. That is the role. Now, role I'm clear. What is this dynamic role? See, the dynamic role defines now rather than I'm saying, okay, I want this person to be the approver. I can say this particular position can be an approver. Okay, so let me show you that. But in general, dynamic role also has a limited scope in the real-time configuration because people prefer doing dynamic group rather than role. It's a business head. Okay, this is the person who is approver. Now, if you want to mention a position, you can mention, okay, this is the department, this is the person should be the approver. Or if you want to keep a position, so you can select the position. What will happen? Whoever is holding this particular position will be the approver. So today you may be holding the position, you will be the approver, but after some time you will leave that and someone will come to that position, he will be the approver. Okay, so the holder of the position will be the approver, but this is little less or not much we use it. But the other one, dynamic group. Okay, so this is very commonly used. Where do you create a dynamic group? Yes, if you type here workflow, manage workflow groups. Here you create. Okay, so here you can create with any of the options. Okay, I can show you the existing one. Same like RBP source group, target group. You can create with any of the username and you can have it. Whatever you see here under manage workflow group, this will be shown under the dynamic group. You can see here benefits admin, talent, payroll, finance, IT, HR. All are here. Finance, IT, HR, all are here. Guys, if you are stuck here and there, ask me then and there. After completing the process, if you are asking, it will be re-repeating. I mean, complete thing will be repeating. Okay. So request you if you are not.
Can you show me again dynamic group creation if you don't mind?
Yes, yes. See, dynamic group creation. As I say, you can just come here, manage workflow groups, create new, and I will create one. I keep these two people. I'll keep admin HR only. Okay, I have created one dynamic group. This is how we create it. Position, again, what is the position? We have to define. And position type, okay. Is there any position, parent position, custom position for that in the position? We do it, but 100% we don't use this. We normally use role dynamic group. Very rarely we use position also, unless and until customer has a niche requirement. So now I have created a workflow having two levels. One is the manager and the second one is the employee HR. Maybe third one I'll keep as a dynamic group and I will keep where is the test HR workflow. Okay, I have kept 3 and I have saved it. Clear?
Dinesh, this means that if the workflow gets triggered, it will first go to the managers, then employee HR, and to the people who is there in the dynamic group.
Yes.
If you can put somebody in CC role also.
No, I can put CC role, but we should have an exact email ID because only a notification goes. Okay.
Achha, it's only a notification.
Only notification. They can't see, right? CC people, they can't see anything. That's why. Once the third level, hold on. Once a third level approval is done, then they will get a notification saying that this workflow is approved. Okay. I'll keep you in that case. I'm keeping you. One more thing I wanted to say here is the beauty here is you can include the external email ID here only in the CC. Okay, in the CC you can include external email ID also only in the CC. Okay, so I'm saving it. So far, are you clear how to configure the workflow? Yes. Guys, once if you go to the next step, don't ask me questions in this step. Then we'll be confused. So if you're clear, then now we will proceed to the next step.
One question, Dinesh, between the workflow name that you have given, can there be any space? Means test underscore WF. Can we give space in the workflow ID too?
ID, how can you give? ID cannot have, right?
ID, we can't give any space.
ID, it's not recommended to give space. It will take, but ID, it's ID not recommended. You cannot have. You should not give space in the ID. Name you can okay, take it, no problem.
Yeah, what you're showing is kind of a simple workflow. It goes to step 1 to step 2, step 2 to step 3.
Yes.
But in the actual business, But in the actual business, if you look at the workflows, they are a bit complex in the sense that, after going 2 levels, then there will be an approval, it may have to come back, to the level 1 again, and then it goes to the level 4, that kind of stuff.
No, this is what I said. Here it is. Then
Okay.
no edit without change, edit without change. Here it's what you define. Third level, you make some correction, it comes to the first level. Okay. So those changes or those things, once the workflow is initiated only you will define, right? You want to change the approver, remove the approver, that is the next step. Now, starting, you cannot have a complex one. Simple workflow configuration. Okay. Now, the next we are going forward. Okay, shall we proceed next? No questions on this?
Dinesh.
Yes.
Yeah. In this, there is one scenario where the second level approval is not available, and workflow should be go to the directly level 3. Can we configure that one?
Second level approval is?
Suppose second level approval is out of station or is out of office. Then the system should go to the automatically third level.
No, it will not go to third level like that. If the second level person is not there, that is where we gave, right, delegate support. He has to delegate the workflow to someone. It cannot bypass and go. See, this is the process.
In that situation, can we write a business rule to, in case the non-availability skip, step?
No, you can try that, but I don't recommend that.
Not approved.
Hello.
If it doesn't approve within 24 hours, it will go to the next level, third level, or escalation.
No, you can put an escalation. But when you say jump the level, skip the level, needs to be checked. Okay, because this is something, if needs to be, for example, you say escalation, if it is not approved within 24 hours, yes, you can do that. But you skip the level, second level, and go to third level. In this case, system will check why the second level is required. Okay, we will take those scenarios and we will proceed this particular one. Okay, so now I have created a workflow. Okay, now how system will know that there is a workflow is there for personal information changes? I need to assign them somewhere, right? Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So it has to be assigned. Where can I assign, or what is the logic I should build here? Now my logic here is, if there is any change in the personal information fields, or let's say first name, middle name, last name, and the gender and marital status, I'll take this thing. If there is any changes in any of these field, then what should be there? The workflow should trigger. This is my condition. Okay. Now we will go to business rule. Business rule is a rule engine. Okay. Where can I go and check business rule? Configure business rules. So company setting, configure business rule. Clear? So this is how it will look. Okay, if you want to check any of the existing business rules, you can check. We can go to create new rule. So here I want to create a rule here. Now what you see here, rule name. What is the rule name? What is the rule ID? So the rule name, okay, you can give a name, whatever you want to say, you can give a name. I will say
Personal info change.
personal info change. Once I remove this, remove my cursor out of that, the same thing will get copied to rule ID. If you want to
Okay.
keep the rule ID, you can keep the same. Otherwise,
So,
you can give a unique number or a ID. Anything you can do it. I keep it same as it is. And the start date always it should be 01/01/1900. Rule type. Okay. This is changes for what reason? Okay. So whether this changes for related to employee information or personal information, I say this changes is for personal information. And here is the important thing. I want to keep the same thing in the description here. Now here is the important thing that you need to know. Base object
you know,
is the
in the description, it is the personal info change should trigger. It is the business rule that should trigger, isn't it? Or workflow.
no workflow should trigger on the personal information. I mean, you can write this. The business rule defines anything. You can.
Okay.
I just copy paste it from there.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Okay. So base object. You need to be very clear with the base object. Whenever you are building a logic, on which logic or which portlet, which object you are building a logic, you have to mention that object here. So now the logic is going to be built on which object?
Personal info.
Personal information. Okay. In this, we are going to compare. Okay. Whenever there is a compare, the first value and the previous value, right? Current value and old value. It is a comparison. How do I know there is a change happen in the field? The system will think the existing value and the new value. So if there is a change in the values, system will trigger. So it has to be so personal information model. Personal information we use for direct one, but model we use for comparison. Clicking on continue. Till this step, are you clear? We just created the start date, rule we mentioned, rule name and ID, and we selected the base object.
Yeah. Sorry. Maybe I'm not clear. Now, what are we comparing here?
I have not gone to that.
Okay.
Okay, we just put the initial names and the objects we put here for the business rule. So far it's clear. Now the next step.
Dinesh, the screen is create business rule, right?
Who asked this question?
Sorry, actually in between I missed the initial step. I missed.
Okay.
That's why I asked which.
Yeah. This is the same screen. Okay. Create a business rule, and that these are the fields we have filled it here. Okay. I would say that keep all your things outside. Concentrate on this session. This is an important session. If you miss this session, you are like it's like you are left in the ocean. So this is very important. And this session, business rule, it's always an analytical thinking. Things will not move just like that. We have to analyze and write the business rule. I appreciate.
Dinesh.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not clear with this base object.
What you are not
Not
clear?
clear in the sense what's the difference between personal information and personal information model?
Okay. When you write a direct, okay, when you select a personal information, when you do a practice, you can select and you will know what is the difference. Model is used for comparison of values. Okay. Now, logic, what is the logic you are going to do here?
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Makes sense.
Amrita, what is the
Yeah.
logic you are going to do here? If there is any
Then
change in my first name or a last name, how will the system identify there is a change in the first name or last name? The system will compare the current value with the new value, right?
yes.
This is the catch line here. Okay. So
Okay.
this requirement goes with the comparison. So when we do a comparison, it has to be a model. Okay. Even if you are not clear, example about the safer side, if it is built on personal information, you can build the logic with the personal information. If it's not working, you can try again with the personal information model. But that is option B. But option A is clear with the requirement, analyze the requirement. When you analyze the requirement only, half of your rule is clear. Now,
Yeah, but this model will come with all, right? Biographical information model. I mean, where
no, don't jump. We are sticking into one. I will tell that later. Okay, fine. So now personal information. I see a if condition and I see a then condition. Okay. So now I need to build a logic. Okay. What is the logic I should build here? Okay. What should I build here? Simple. My first name value should not be equal to my first name previous value. Agree with me? Now, okay, let's say I'm making a correction here. I want to do, I'm writing like instead of Peter, I'm writing, okay, let's say Peter is there. I want to change the last name to some David. Okay, I'm changing this particular name. How the system will know? The first name before was something XYZ. Now there is a change in the label value. Okay. Are you getting the concept? This is more important. This is not something that an XML you copy paste. This goes with only the analytical concept. If you understand the concept only, you can write the rule. I want this session. I want your response then and there. If you are doing any other task, I seriously advise keep aside and pay attention here.
Got it.
Yeah, someone asked some question. Anandi, you got some question?
No, I said we got it.
Okay, fine.
Yep.
Yeah. So now I'm going to write the expression. Okay. If. So here you will get all the fields that are there in the personal information. Okay. What I'm going to do? My first name. So this will come only when you select the comparison will come only when you select the model. Okay. My first name value. Here you get this equal to or is not equal to. I say it's not equal to my first name previous value. Clear with this?
Yes.
Yes. Personal information model. First name value, which means the current value is not equal to the previous value. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I can add one more. I can add, if I want to edit, I can copy this, I can paste it. I want to add here. Here there is a Boolean operator and or, parent and or. So now I'm selecting R. What is this R says? Either this or this. Okay, I'll explain the R again. Now I'm going first name. I'm done. I want to go with the last name value is not equal to my last name previous value. What is the other field I have? First name, last name, middle name. Same concept I will have to do for middle name. Okay. What is the other field I have? Gender. I have a gender status and the marital status. But gender will not keep it, marital status will keep it. Okay, so now R means any of one particular changes. Okay, in this place, if there is a and means all the changes should take place. But if I say R, either first name or last name, or middle name or marital status, any changes, okay, any one changes you make, that should reflect in a workflow. Till
Dinesh,
then,
here in marital tables, you have selected is equal to.
hey, sorry, it should be not equal to. Thanks. Equal to, it's there is no logic, right? It has to be not equal to. Okay. So this condition, are you clear?
Yes.
So
Yes.
now what is the next condition here? Then if there is any changes happens, then what should happen? I want the workflow should trigger. Agree with me?
Yes.
So now set. I'll explain the rest of the other things. I'll explain later. Set workflow configuration and workflow. So can you tell me what was the workflow we configured? Test underscore workflow. So now I have completed this particular one. So if my condition is bill, this is the workflow. I am saving it.
Here we have selected to be equal to, right?
Of course, the workflow should be equal to, right? Workflow cannot be said, it should not be not equal, right? See, the logic here is you want to verify the current value and the previous value. The workflow is very simple. If any of these changes happens, if there's a change here, any of these field, if there's a change happens, I want the workflow should trigger. So in that case, it has to be equal. This is a straightforward one. The workflow should be equal. Clear?
Yeah.
Fine. So now I have configured the workflow. Now it should work, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
What shall I do if it is not working here?
Yeah, we have to create, we have to test it, create data.
We have to create a data. Okay, let's do one thing. This is the employee, and I'm writing as Peter Wang. Okay, show 8 more bits. And let's say he is single. And I put the date as, okay, let it be today date. Blood group is required. Where is the blood group? Here it is. I don't see the workflow is triggered. Why the workflow is not triggering? I have configured the workflow, right? Why it is not triggering? My logic, everything is correct.
Yeah, there is no situation where it can trigger.
Yes. So there is no situation. There is this like no. I have created a workflow. I have assigned the workflow with a business tool, but how the business tool will trigger? I need to assign the business tool to make sure that the workflow triggers, right? So I should connect the business tool. So in personal information, I should connect it here. So where do you connect the business tool? So we have to go to manage business configuration. So earlier we used to do this in the XML, but now we can directly do it in the manage business configuration. Here, which is the object I have written the business tool? Personal information. So in personal information, I have written the rule on first name, last name, and middle name all. Okay. So now I can come here. What is the object I have written the rule? It's asked for the base object. What was the base object? Personal information model. Now rule type. On save, on init, on view, on save, on post save. Okay. Now we want to have the rule to be triggered when the person makes the changes, when someone makes the changes and click on save. Okay. When you click on save, I want the workflow to trigger. So what I have done on save. What was the workflow name? Sorry, business tool name. Can you tell me what was the business tool name? Personal info change. Here I want to tell one more thing. If you check select personal information, and if you select for this business tool, you will not get it. Why? You have not built the business rule on personal info object. You have built the business rule on personal information model object. So you have to select the right one to the right rule. You say yes, I am saving it. Now the rule is assigned. First thing, I created a workflow, then I created a business rule, assigned the workflow to the business rule. Now I assigned or linked the business rule to the personal information. All clear? Everyone is clear with the steps that we followed?
Yes.
Okay.
Dinesh, can you please show the last step?
Last step is here. We came here, we selected the object, okay, model, and I want this workflow to trigger when the employee admin saves the changes, the workflow should be triggered. And the rule is this is the rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
But after that, have you clicked on anything?
No, I clicked on save only, that's all.
Okay, okay.
So now I want to refresh. I am clicking here. Okay. Let's say I'm instead of this, I'm having David, I added here. So I changed it here and I'm clicking on save. So can you see a workflow? With 3 level it shows. Jenny VP product. Okay. So we actually did 3 level, right? What happened to this level, employee HR level? We will see. 1 minute. Okay. Otherwise we can do one thing. We will check that. Amrita, she is in CC. Amrita, to answer to your question, you are there in the CC.
So you have to make her the contributor?
Contributor, it's not having any value in this. At least she will get the
Okay.
notification. Okay. So now why I am having only 2 people, right? But I should have 3 people. So who is the manager? Jenny is the manager. Okay. First level of approver was Jenny. That is done. Okay. Agree with me? So
Yes.
second level is employee HR. So what happened to the employee HR? Oh, okay. This employee does not have the employee HR. The employee is not having the employee HR. So that may be the reason we are not having it. We initially checked for preview some other employee. So now I'll keep some employee HR manager. Somebody who is having the data. Okay, Andrew, I'll keep it. I'm saving it. Okay, so third level is what? Dynamic group, right? Where should I check the dynamic group?
Manager.
dynamic role, that is dynamic group. I showed you workflow groups. Okay.
Yeah.
Manage workflow groups.
Manage work.
So here I have assigned my name, but for the approver person should have the
So
what? Tell me.
permission.
Job information. Okay, so that is one of the important thing. Now, who is this employee? Let's see whether this employee is having job information. Jack. Okay. Because for us, we just create with only the basic, no job informations. None of us are having it. So let's see it here. See, when I check it in the very initial stage only, I could have done all this properly. But in reality, when you face this issue, how do you overcome? That is more important. So this employee is having it. So what I can do here is, what can I do here? I will add this employee here. Agree with me? So now what I will do, I will refresh. I'm going to make the changes. I'm typing here David and I am saving it here. So now approver 1, approver 2 is come. Andrew is come. Why he is not come? It should come. There are 2 people, right? Okay, guys. What was the name we created? Test dynamic group, correct? But what did we give here? For test work we have given. It should be test dynamic group. See, we have given the wrong one.
Yeah.
That's why it's not coming now. What is this? Okay, Amrita. So instead of test dynamic, we clicked on something else. Tested the same name, we did something else. Now it should trigger 3. So now I am going to do now. So I will make it as the same simple changes. I am clicking on save. This time it should show 3. Agree with me? So now if you see here, okay, first level, okay, let me take the screenshot and I will compare and show you here. Amrita is the CC person. Okay, so that everybody is clear. Now 3 level of workflows. Okay. First level is the manager. Who is the employee manager? Jenny. Second HR. Who is the HR?
Andrew.
I will show them. People are not responding. So Jenny is the first level of HR, first level of approver. And the second level was the HR, Andrew. Third level, dynamic group, Emily, Clark, and Jack. Okay, it's my user and Jack, both are there. So now if we click here, Emily, Clark, and Jack, both are there. And CC role, Amrita is there. Clear? So now I will
Yes.
initiate the workflow now. So I save it. I see that here and I am confirming it. I will have to confirm it. Okay. I am confirming. So do you see here? There is a workflow pending here. Okay. So how to approve the workflow and what are there in the workflow approval? We will discuss that tomorrow. I don't want to give you too much load for today. So far, understanding the scenario, we configured
Yes.
a workflow and we built a business rule and then we assigned the business rule in the personal information and then we tested our scenario. The workflow is triggering. All of you clear with this part?
Yes.
Okay. So how to approve the workflow? We will see it. So if you see here, I'll just show how the workflow is here. Make a note of the employee and the approver's name also. See, you can see it here. These are the approvers. Okay. So the workflow is pending there. Okay. Fine. Fine then. Okay. So the approver workflow, how to approve, how to remove a workflow, how remove approver, how to add another approver, how to remove an approver. So all these things we will discuss in the next session. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
For
Okay.
today, this much load is enough for you guys. I don't want to give too much of information. Okay. So if you're clear with this process, then the next step we will continue tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
And RBP access, I will
Dini-
give it to all of you. Okay. And Vavilala, please try logging in. Okay.
Yeah,
If you
I'll
have
try and let you
questions,
know.
reach me in WhatsApp. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Dinesh, I had a small doubt related to yesterday's session.
Hmm.
If you can go to configure object definition.
No, tell me the question. Hello.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to add fields, I mean,
Hmm. Yeah.
there's
Go
so
ahead.
many options. I'm not able to, I mean,
So many configure object definition. What options you are not able to
right.
understand? If you had paid attention completely to the class, we discussed all the data type. I think you have question on the type, right? New number, string, pick list. Are you saying that?
Yes.
So I think you didn't
I
see.
have created one.
No. I think you didn't see that at that time when I was telling all those things. This is what your question, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to know. I mean, if I want to add a new field, should I add at the bottom here or, I mean, this is the only.
If you get a chance to add here, please go ahead and add it. Okay. You will not be able to add it here. You have to add it at the bottom If you want to bring it up, you can bring it up like this in the cursor.
Okay.
Okay. So
Dinesh,
this part, what
can you
are these? I explained in when we do the object definition only. Okay. So string is a
Okay.
normal field. Okay. Each has one auto
Yeah. Yeah.
number, boolean, and or date, date and time,
Yeah.
pick list, all those things.
Yeah. This one. If you go
Okay.
up, but okay, and one more thing, this is manage business, manage configuration UI. I try to save, but then when I save and I want to open it, it's not showing anything.
What it is not showing? You tell me which
Means
is
I
not.
have created one. I have created one business object.
Tell me the name of the object.
Indigi vehicle, Indigi car detail. Yeah, this is the one I have created.
Hmm.
And then when I go to
No,
manage
hold on.
configuration, you
No. Hold on. One by one we will go. Don't be in a hurry. Okay, so this is what you have configured. Where is the field you have configured? These are the fields you have
yeah,
configured.
this is the
Only
yeah.
3 fields you have configured.
And one more thing, this
No, hold
external
on,
code we
Amrita. Hold on. We will go step by step. Don't be in a hurry. Now, custom vehicle string you have created. Visibility edit. Okay. We'll go one by one. Don't be in a hurry. Record. Okay. Okay. So now this is coming here. Yeah. Now tell me what is the next.
now next when I go to manage configuration UI,
Hmm.
I couldn't see this. No, here I can see, but the thing which I have already created and saved, this here I have already given external code and then I have saved it also.
Okay. What is the external code you have given?
I have given Indigi car details only.
Okay. Where is
Car
it?
details, yeah, this is the one. Yeah, car
You have
details, this is
given
the
two.
first
Which
one.
is the one? Which is the one? There are two are there.
Oh, I have created twice, but okay. Acha. Anyone you can select.
No. Without seeing that only you are saying there is a issue. Why you created two? You should not have to. It will give you confusion. Okay. Should be only one UI. Now this part you are clear, right? Now where is it
Yeah,
issue that
yeah.
you had?
But where has the I have saved I have given external code also, but
Where did
next
you
time
give
when
the
I'm opening
No, Amrita.
here
Where did you give the external code?
here only.
Why you want to give here? This is what? This is the UI design. You have to assign the UI, right?
Yeah.
Are you getting the point? See, yesterday I have created asset details. I have not filled any data here. This is not maintaining data here.
Okay.
No, I think you didn't listen correctly. This is what
Okay.
is not the place. We have to assign this to the employees.
Okay. Here only I have to select the base object.
You are selecting the base object and you have decided the look. This many fields should come.
Okay.
But if you maintain, if for example you say you have saved some data, but for which employee did you save the data?
Okay.
Okay, so you have to assign it in
Okay.
the configure people profile. You have to assign it. I think you missed this part. These are all important things. Okay. So you have to
Okay.
assign it in the people profile. Then
Okay.
you will
That
for the employee.
okay.
Okay. Don't,
Fine.
one suggestion: don't be in a hurry. Do slowly. If you are in a hurry, you will miss the important points. Step by step, do it correctly. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Dennis, could you send the up-to-date slides, please? Because this stage, it's quite, a bit tricky. It needs to be revised.
Yes. Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Dinesh,
Yes.
Dinesh, I don't have a question. Or do we have a class on 15th of August?
I think you are the
In,
second or third person asked me the same question. So do you guys? We
oh,
will
is it?
decide tomorrow. We will decide tomorrow. Okay. I think some of them
Okay.
they
Sure,
left
sure.
it. They left. We are only about 10 people, 11 people. The others
Okay.
people left. We'll decide tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you all. Have a great time. Bye.